In StatCrunch, we can use histograms to compare two columns that are two different types of data against each other. For this, unsurprisingly, we will click Graph, Histogram, and if we want to compare two different columns, we can select both, again with the Control-Click option. But now we're going to have a couple of slight additions here. Like before, we could set our bin sizes if we wanted, but more useful are these options down at the bottom for multiple graphs, because now we're going to have two separate histograms. For this, I like to put 2 rows onto a single page. If you have 3 groups, maybe more than that, we always want to make sure we click this Use Same X-Axis, and we'll see why in a moment. Now we'll click Compute, and now we get the histograms laid directly above each other. By saying Use Same X-Axis, we get these values directly comparable. 100,000 is directly above 100,000, 80 above 80. Without checking that box, we lose that matchup, and it's a little bit harder to compare these things. Alternatively, we can compare things that are within the same column. For example, the sugar content of whether we're talking about children or adult cereal. Again, we go Graph, Histogram, select the column we're interested in, here, sugar. Now we're going to select Group By. We want to group by the type of cereal. Again, scroll all the way down to the bottom for those multiple graphs. Here we're going to put 2 on a page. For the moment, I'm going to leave this x-axis unchecked just so we can see what happens. When we click Compute, these look really similar, until you start to realize that this bar here actually belongs way over here. Now when we go back, Options, Edit, all the way down to the bottom, and select Use Same X-Axis and click Compute, we can see how dramatically different those two groups really are. This allows us to do these types of comparisons while looking at the full distribution of each of these types of cereal.